Welcome to Moss Talks, the podcast where we, the co-founders of Moss Magazine, bring our conversations with creatives to life.
Each week, we sit down with the most talented creatives, artists, musicians, filmmakers,
and everyone in between. We dive deep into their passions, their process, and the why behind their work.
It's all about those behind-the-scenes stories that inspire and connect us all.
So whether you're looking for your next creative spark,
or just a reason to smile,
tune in to Moss Talks.
Available now on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. But to start us off, can you tell us what drew you to photography initially?
Yeah, so I basically went to school in John C. Smith in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's like a small HBCU. So I did my freshman year there, and I took a photography class. And originally, my major was criminal justice. So it was like an elective class. So I enrolled in it, and from then it's I never went to class, which is crazy. But my professor was like, you need to come in. You have a really good eye. Every project that I did, she always pulled me to the side and told me how creative my eye was and how detail oriented I was with it. And then from there, I kind of just was like, I don't think criminal justice is kind of what I want to do. I like to be creative. I always loved art since I was growing up too. So I kind of pivot my direction. So I started using my best friend as a model. Hey, can you model this for me? I started doing street photography, just trying to figure out how to advance with it. And I started out with an iPhone, and it took me very far. So that's kind of my introduction to the photography world.
Love that. Could I ask what was your first camera?
So my first camera was a Canon 7, a Rebel 7 T7. And I had that for about 2 to 3 years until I upgraded to a Canon R, which I have right now. But yeah, that was my baby, and I actually just sold it the other day. So
Same. I just sold my T7 literally 2 months ago.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah.
Those are good cameras though. Even to start off with, those are good, and the fact that people still want them says a lot.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
So yeah, I just realized Canon did a really good job of making budget-friendly options for people that wanted to start.
Yeah, they do. They do. I always learned when I first got into it, I always thought oh, I gotta have the top notch, but it's really not that. It's just how you perceive it, how your eye is, how you use the composition levels, everything. You really don't need a fancy camera to do that. So
yeah, especially with the way tech is advancing. You say, you started with your iPhone.
yeah.
It's purely a matter how you want your equipment to work for you.
Definitely.
So since you've been doing photography, who or what has been your biggest influence?
That's a good question. So there's this and I don't know if I'm butchering her name, but I'm pretty sure it's Yvonne. She's kind of a film / photography creator. She does all her self-portraits. She is from the LA side, so West Side. She kind of inspired me when it came to that, because I don't really model myself, but she kind of just sparked that buzz into me to get in front of the camera and be comfortable. Even her cinematic photography, her shots, the way she does her lighting is just super dope. So that definitely kind of inspired me to keep pushing and to put myself in front of the camera too. Outside of that, I do love film. So when you did say, Sydney, that you were into film, Issa Rae is a big inspiration too. Just her character, the way she's in front of the camera, I love it. I love it all. So
I also love Issa Rae, and I think what I really appreciate about her is that without even trying, I feel she has her own aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that she shows where she's from and everything she does. No matter if it's a show or if she's producing a movie or whatever, you're gonna see the fact that she's from LA, you're gonna see that represented in her work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that's just a nice little signature that she has going for her.
She does. I just thought another person too. Her name is Kimberly, I think, and she is also does her own self-portraits too, but she actually makes up the whole set.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, her stuff is super dope. So shout out to her. She's a very creative individual, and it always sparks a creativity within myself. So yeah.
She The photographer, I think well, I know she was popular before COVID, but I think she like got a lot of traction during COVID because
Yeah.
she was like doing shoots like kind of in her house, but like they were
House, yep.
crazy, right? Okay, yeah,
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 she was going crazy. I was like, dang.
yeah. No, yeah, she's incredibly talented. And it really just goes to show like it's like you said, it's not a matter of what equipment you have, like it's about you and like your creativity and what you're willing to kind of put into it and the way you're trying to like expand like yourself within your work. So yeah.
Yes, yes.
So I want to ask, how do you stay creative?
So okay, right now, and I know everybody goes to this, I'm in like some type of creative block. And what I've learned during this process is like not to rush it. But like before it really inspired me, I use a lot of Pinterest to like create mood boards. Even when I'm just sitting down watching TV and I see something, I'm like, oh, let me jot this down in my notes real quick. Or if I'm driving, I see a location like, oh, this will be fire. Like, let me, drop this pin on this location. So I feel like it just kind of just lives within inside me too. But I try not to push it if the ideas don't come. But definitely like just being around other creatives as well, like putting into spaces that you wouldn't be in, collaborating with others too. So I would say like those, like definitely collaborating, creating mood boards when you're bored, even if you're out, you see something like, jot it down, let the creativity flow.
I love
That's it.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, in a way, you're kind of serving your future self too, because it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm in a blog. Let me just go back and see what I was thinking of a few days ago.
Yep, you feel me.
So even though you say you're in a creative block, are
Mhm.
there any upcoming projects that you can share with us?
So right now I'm currently working on something Valentine's. I'm not going to say too much about it. But the theme, I'll tell y'all the theme is about self-love. So yeah, that's currently what I'm like working on right now. Yeah.
Nice, nice, exciting.
So
I
Oh, go ahead,
oh, go
because
ahead.
I do have
No.
a question. I have a question,
You have a question? You have a next
uh,
question, or you have a one that leading up to the last one?
a follow-up question on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so like, so you mentioned, you're doing your Valentine's Day shoot. Could you give us a glimpse kind of then like into your process when it comes to you know, doing shoots and
yeah.
coordinating with people and, just all of that?
Yeah, so first most is always just creating kind of like a mood board for me. I'm a visual person. So just like putting everything like how I envisioned it to be into one, so I can kind of see it like on a map. And then after that, I kind of figure out if like this is a project where I want other models in, or if this is something I kind of want to self-portrait myself. I'm not gonna say if it's gonna be models and self-portrait, you're just gonna see when it drops. But after that, I kind of figure out like, all right, so organize what dates work for everybody, what doesn't, and then get the ball rolling. Like if I need props, costumes, I like to go thrifting to look for things like that as well. And then yeah, just get the camera and start shooting.
I love that. I love that. I think it's so important too to kind of highlight a photographer's I mean not progress, a photographer's process, because I don't think a lot of people realize like what y'all put into doing a shoot. It's not as easy as just saying, "Oh, you free on this day? Okay, bring your camera." Like there's a lot that goes into it.
No,
So,
it does, especially when you have other individuals like models, like trying to coordinate if we all can work, and then sometimes models drop out, like, oh, I can't do this. So, it's definitely a lot in the production process.
mhm, mhm.
I say yeah, especially like when you have models who are considered themselves models,
Mm-hmm.
but like they're not as confident as they thought they would be, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because like they're most likely the type to drop out. And even though it's bad for this shoot, is I feel like as a photographer, we have the ability to instill that confidence in them
Yeah.
during the shoot, but
Yeah.
it's also kind of upsetting at the same time.
It is. I definitely get that. I've been worked with other I mean, not photographers, models, and like I could tell they're nervous in a way. So it's also another job for a photographer to, make them feel comfortable. That's even just like playing music or helping them pose. Like, just make sure they feel safe and comfortable within the space that you create with. So
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
agree.
oh, can I?
Uh, Go ahead, Sydney.
We're always doing that. We got to be better. But I was just gonna ask, like, you mentioned a playlist. Like, what's on your playlist to kind of, set the mood and like make your models comfortable? Like, what are you usually playing during the shoot?
So I'm definitely like I listen to a lot of hip hop R&B, but I also have like a lo-fi alternative type of vibe. So I typically kind of go for that. But it also depends on the vibe of the shoot. So like if it's like, we turn it up in here, I'm gonna play some, hip hop, we gonna crank it up. But
Hmm.
if it's like, so we have some chill, just let everybody, get loose in. It's more of like a lo-fi alternative type of vibe. I have like I don't know if y'all know Raven Lene. I got her on the playlist. Like that type of vibe is what I do with it. So
Yeah,
I
I
say
love that.
her recent release is really good. Like with Childish
yes,
Gambino,
that's my song.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yes, it
And
is.
so also I wanted to ask this because it's like photographers, like we have all these options to take pictures. Like we have Sony, we have Canon, there's A7 III, A7 IV, and all these different things coming out. What's do you have a dream camera, and do you have a camera you currently use that
Mhm.
you're always come back to?
That is a great question. So a lot of people been trying to pivot to the Sony side. And I don't know. I've been dipping and dabbling. I don't know yet because I'm a Canon person at heart. I started with Canon and I love like the colors that come with Canon as well. I actually really love the camera that I have now, Canon R. I kind of would go with the Canon R6. I've had shoot with that before. Even like the video quality is definitely what I'm trying to shoot for this year. I want to do a lot more video. So I'm for the Canon R6. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But the Canon R is wonderful. It does its works. I love it. Very versatile as well when it comes to video and photo.
I see. Yeah. From my point of view, just my theory is that I think Canon has better colors. Sony has better performance. Sony's better for like
Mm,
sports things.
right?
Like if you need something quick, definitely go for Sony. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
this is another thing. You don't you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But there's like a stigma in the creative community where like
Mm.
everyone hates on Nikon. Like how do you feel?
We gotta give some Nikon some love. Like honestly, I've never really shot with it as much. I have shot with Nikon before and it produces really well. Like people need to stop, give them some love because they do their work. They do. But I'm still gonna stick with my Canon side all the way. So Nikon, y'all can step away for a second, but nah, it's all love though.
I agree. Yeah, because I remember I shot this Fashion Week like
Yeah.
last year, and I saw a photographer came with the Nikon, and like it was one of the mirrored ones. I was like, what is that?
But
Like it was one of the OG ones that had like three different knobs on top,
oh, I know what you're
like
talking about.
the ones that poke out, and I was like,
We in 2025, my
I know, right?
guy.
I said, my brother, we out of quarantine. You can get something else.
Nah,
But
for real.
Oh my goodness. So last question, could you just share with us and our readers, like, where can they go to find more of your work? What do you have coming up for the 2025? Like, just kind of give us a sneak peek into what's coming
Uh,
up and where we can find you.
yeah, so definitely y'all can find me at Atunes. That's on TikTok, Instagram. My website is Atunes Visions. You can find that even on my platforms as well. I have a YouTube as well, which is Atunes Visions as well. We have the logo branded on this side, or this side, I should say, in the back over there. And definitely what upcoming this year, I'm just looking to more to like think more outside the box, get more creative, and I want to work more on video. So y'all gonna see a lot more video work this year. Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
excited.
Well, that's all the questions we have for you today. I just want to thank you for, taking time to sit down with us and share about your work and your passions. Really appreciate it. And honestly, we were really honored. We always love receiving submissions. We're always honored when anyone like sees us because we're really small. So we really appreciate you taking time, not only seeing us, but, submitting and sharing
Yes.
your talent. So yeah.
Yes. Y'all doing y'all thing. I see you on Instagram and I was like, ooh, I was like, get some of my work.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
But that was a good conversation with Ariana. Um, I feel like photography and filmmaking is there's a lot of things that go into it, like we talked about. Like you know this, you've been on sets, you've been places, you've done editing work as well. And so like when it comes down to getting talent, I feel like it's always interesting when talent is new,
What do you mean new? Like new to the process or new to you?
new to both,
Hmm.
new to how a photographer operates, and new to being in front of the camera.
Hmm.
Because like it's in bigger sets, like you have the ability to have someone that can kind of direct them and kind of help them feel more confident and be more of themselves. So you kind of have that creative direction on set. And then like when it's just you and nobody else, just this photographer, model, maybe makeup artist, or maybe a couple friends that are invited that are casual. It's really a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing, because there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do but to execute.
I feel like it's also harder with video because for some reason people freeze up when you know that you're recording. You know what I mean? Versus when you're taking pictures, you have that moment to kind of be off and then you're back on, if that makes sense.
I say yeah. I feel like the freezing happens as well. I guess. Well, what do you mean by freezing? Do you mean like people behind the camera freeze, or like the people that are being recorded freeze?
You let me record freeze because I feel like they're thinking about like not only like how I look and the fact that this camera is recording every single moment and angle, but like how do I sound or like where's my eye line going? Like I feel like there's a lot more that they get into their head about, and that, makes it harder because of course like you're nervous and like it's a recording versus like with photography you can kind of, snap a few, you'll look at it and be like, okay, this isn't working, let's try this, and they can take direction a lot better because you're fixing it within that moment.
Yeah, I agree, because with an actor versus a model, like an actor has to rehearse a lot harder, has to be more intentional with what they do.
Um,
Because like with modeling, not saying that you don't have to be intentional, but you have more leeway, because if something's not right, then like you're saying again, you can fix it with on both areas. But like it's a matter of, if I'm recording something, like even as like an amateur in terms of filmmaking, like I'm not gonna keep going back and forth when recording a video. I'm not gonna record and then come back.
you are not an amateur in video recording, first of all.
Anywho,
First
anywho,
of all.
I'm an
First of
amateur.
all. No.
Have you seen consistent views of my work?
Yes, I've seen
No.
every single
Okay.
thing you've
Thank you.
created.
I'm glad you agree with me. Next. Um,
I'm
but
saying you're not an amateur with video recording because one, you have been a photographer for years. Um, and two, because like you just naturally have good techniques and skills when it comes to video recording. And like, you know how to like work your camera, even like with zoom in and zoom outs or pans or, whatnot. Maybe you're
yeah,
more amateurish when it comes to like the editing part of it. That's understandable. But
yeah.
actually, holding the camera and videoing,
Well,
you
I'll
sort of are not an amateur.
I'll say shout out to USC Upstate ESPN crew for that, because without that big bulky camera on my shoulder, I probably would never be able to do all that.
Shout out to Focus Pictures.
Shout out to Byron Abbott for real, because literally like when I started going to college, Byron had a booth open at Career Fair. And I remember I was so nervous. I didn't go to any other table. I didn't go to no other tables at the little Career Fair. Like, people mingle around. Like, people might stop you. Mm-mm.
You didn't mingle?
Okay, I do. I do now. No, I didn't mingle,
That's crazy.
because
You just stopped at that table.
yeah, I was in it because I knew I definitely wanted to stop at one place. Like, that was my goal, because it was either I was going or I wasn't. Because the thing is, I wasn't even going to be on campus that day, because I didn't stay on campus. I wasn't going to be on campus that day. So it was a matter of, either I was going to be there or I wasn't.
Hmm.
So I decided to go, and I was like, we going to talk to at least one person, and that's it. So again, talked to Byron. He had a booth open for ESPN at Upstate, and so yeah, look, I didn't know sports work would be so strenuous, but at the same time, like, I don't hate it at all, because it like that was like the first real crew I was on, and so it was a lot that I appreciate from that. Like being in different areas of sports. Like you have baseball, you have softball, you have basketball, you have volleyball. I will say though, the best sport, the my favorite sport to record is volleyball because like you're how to say you're not in the way, but you're not far off because with volleyball, like where I most of the time I was sitting is like right next to the net. So like the net the splits down the middle. I'm either on the right side or left side of the net.
So
So
is it because like, like volleyball, basketball, they're usually played on the same court, but with basketball, it's movement, like they're moving up and down, whereas volleyball is kind of more so in the middle. Like that's why you prefer um recording it.
yeah, but like I say there's less room for error because when you watch any volleyball broadcast, it's really like the only reason someone by the net that's like up close like I was needs to get an angle is if the team comes together or like if someone hits a spike over the net
Mm.
or like if there's just like a moment that's happening on court that needs to be seen up close, then there's not much work to do there and like you really get to enjoy the action. Even though you're recording it, you get to enjoy the action. Whereas with basketball, the basketball you need to be on your p's and q's, whether
Mm.
you're whether you're on one side of the court or on the other, like whether you're on the losing team side on the home team side, like you need to be like you can't put your camera down. That's the
Mm.
thing. You
No,
can't
yeah.
like even if you're getting it like from down low, like you gonna miss a lot. That's the only thing I hate about basketball. Like it's it's unrewarding at times because it's like if it's your first time, like they're not gonna pull your shots. This is get that
I know,
down.
yeah. You have to get used to it because, like, in college, like where we stood for like dancing and stuff, we were on the risers right behind the camera person. We had a camera woman. She was awesome. And she kept that thing on her shoulder and she was like
Yeah,
you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the game as well
yeah.
because and then she's standing right under the goal too. So like you also have to like be mindful of what's going on. Otherwise you're gonna get taken out.
And also that's the thing too. I just remember like when you record, people think like when I first started, my thought was like when I'm recording, oh I'm gonna look like this. I'm gonna have one eye closed and I'm gonna look. You gotta have both eyes open. Gotta have that posture right, or your back gonna be terrible. And then
Mm-hmm.
with smaller schools, you don't have anyone to like depending on what area you're in, you have somebody who kind of like feeds your cables to you and kind of like
Or
watches
like
after.
grabbing your shirt and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of guides you. If you don't have that, you got to be on top of your game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing about sitting courtside or like being under the basket too, because like we didn't have that under the basket. Like we had a pile of our cables that were like laid together, and like we were in like little swivel chairs going back and forth under the basket into like to the 3 point line, and like
Hmm.
it was a lot. I would say the best one is doing replay though. I love doing replay because replay I don't have to do nothing.
Is that your
I'll
break?
no. So with replay it's you know how when like there's someone gets fouled in the game, like the refs come over and they come to the little judges table or whatever, the officiators,
Yeah.
and like all you do is like you have a headset on and then in the booth up ahead they say, hey, turn the screen around when they come over. And so when you turn it around, all the refs see is a replay. And like you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to that's all you doing is this.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. And
So
then when
they
they
can
leave,
watch it.
yep.
Mhm. I never noticed that. Well, do you think like shooting live events prepared you for like how you now do creative video?
Yes and no. Like it prepared me in terms of like thinking on the fly, like being prepared, I'd say.
Yes.
But but it did prepare me in terms of like my movements and like kind of being free for what I can do. But I'm gonna say yes and no because like I do mostly photography now. So like um even most of my work was video work. And my like photography and that's two different things in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Because with the video we did, we were looking for more like video hero shots. It's like whoever just scored the basket, like I'm just focused on them the whole time. And so with photography, the hero's there the whole time, so it's not really a matter of following them. It's just a matter of getting them to frame themselves properly, or like
Yeah.
getting the composition you need.
Okay.
But no, like I would say in terms of recruit, yes, but in terms of my back still hurt. That's it prepared me for the strongest activities ahead in my future. But but yeah, I like photography though. Like again, Ariana said, like she started on an iPhone. I started on my Samsung phone. That
I
literally
started
like
on an iPhone.
the
Well, an iPod Touch actually, the one with the camera.
and
That was how I started video editing way back when.
I say yeah. I feel like even though it's not the same, what are those like when people were making vines, trillers? That's
Oh,
like
I love a good trailer.
I say that some of them actually had like some good filmmaking techniques.
I can't remember the app I was using, but there was an app I was using, and then I discovered iMovie through
Mhm.
like school, because back in the day we had those iPads in elementary school. So then I discovered
Hold on. What you mean back in the day? That ain't back in the day.
that was probably, if high school was 10 years ago, that was about 15
That's
years ago.
not back in the day.
They were
No,
like the first,
back
second generation iPads that
back
barely
in
worked.
back in the day in references to iPads in school.
Anyways, I was using iMovie, but I didn't really care for iMovie.
Mm.
Um, just because I'm just putting this out there. I don't like iMovie or CapCut because I don't like editing in that way. I like seeing my tracks. I like seeing my layer. Like I'm just old school Premiere, uh,
I,
Resolve, Avid. Like I'm very old school when it comes to editing. So I found an app eventually. Don't remember the name of it, but there's an app that let me actually edit. So I started just editing on my phone for a long time. Until
yeah,
I got a laptop.
I agree with that because like yeah, CapCut is cool. Like if you need a quick edit, it does the job. But like I'm not a fan of it either. Like because especially like
It's
again as someone who's like learning to color and edit more, like it's just like it's so upsetting because I was like there should be a way to color on my phone. Like there should not like we have all this tech. Why can't I just like do a quick color grader on my phone? That's all I want to do.
I just like CapCut, you cannot edit precise cuts. You really can't. Like you can't, stretch it out. And I hate stretching it. Like I just hate CapCut. I hate using my hands in that way. Because you can't go frame by frame and kind of, cut it back, and then like everything is stuck behind a paywall, and it's like, oh my God, it's just so frustrating. I don't understand how people use CapCut and enjoy it. I really don't. If you're out there, you enjoy it, please teach me because I just
Teach
don't
us.
understand it. I'm like, I will happily plug in my SD card, pull up Premiere, and be done in 3 minutes.
As a person who's done more films, would you ever find yourself being a photographer, or do you just like love video more?
Well, I like editing, first of all.
Mhm.
So I don't even see myself as a videographer to begin with. Like when I came to college, like the production classes I took, I was taking post-production. Like I don't put me on a set. I hate breaking down setting up equipment. I'm just a
Oh,
girl.
I agree.
It's a lot for
I,
me. And then I don't like being in charge of the camera because then I'm in charge of the shot, and because I'm an editor, I'm thinking ahead to when I'm looking at this footage and I'm like, oh, this don't look good. Like I know this don't look good and I don't know how to fix it. Versus when I'm just editing, I get stuff from someone who knows what they're doing and I'm like, oh, I can make this look better. So no, I'm not
I,
comfortable being a videographer. I don't think I'll ever be fully confident in being a photographer. I can be one, but I'm not
I,
confident
I,
in it.
I agree with the breakdown of sets because like going back to ESPN, rolling up them like you have like rolling up all them cables, taping them down so don't nobody trip, having them in certain areas so don't nobody kid unplug it. Like it's like I have so much respect for y'all, people that do it consistently or that do it as a job. Y'all do a great job. But
No, like being a PA is like when you're a production assistant, you are breaking down and setting up the entire production, like literally everything. And I did that for a little bit. It wasn't for me. And a lot of the times I was the only girl on like as a PA. So thankfully I've worked with people who, saw that, recognized that and was like, oh, okay, you can do paperwork or you can go coordinate this. And I'm like, thank you guys, because I don't want to break down this
I'm
equipment
just a
at all.
girl.
Literally. But they saw that I would keep everyone in shape or like I could talk on walkies. So
Mhm.
no, it's a lot of like physical work, but then there's also people who are like actual production assistants, like that's what they like to do. They enjoy that. So you have to like, really want it and love it. It's just not
I
me.
feel, I feel like you have interesting walkie conversation.
Me?
Yeah, I feel like well, I feel like you talk in a certain way.
No.
Like what is something that you remember you said on the walkie on set?
Um, I don't remember. I know like I did a hotel commercial and because it was like a few days. And so in the span of those few days, we were at two different hotels. And so in one of the hotels, the like makeup room was like literally like in a hotel suite, like somewhere on the fourth floor. But the commercial was being shot in the lobby. So it's like I was on my talkie, communicating. And I think the assistant director was like, oh, so and so's ready, copy. And I was like, copy coming up to transport. Like, because I would like walk them back down or something. I don't know. Like,
Gator needs his gas.
like I kind of like walkie. I liked, oh, well, I like walkie talk because it is very short. And, I'm not a talker. I'm not a girl with a lot of words. So, like, I keep it short and that's fine.
I have a love-hate relationship with walkie-talkies. Like I love them on creative sets. I hate them everywhere else.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, if you have a big set, you need some walkie talkies. But I don't see where else would you use them though?
Work.
And I know that. See, I would be on channel 5 with no one. So, no one's in my ear.
See, I can't do that.
I know.
I can't do that. So my last question to you, Sydney.
Yeah.
So as soon as you probably seen, do you like same question I kind of asked Ariana? What's her dream camera? Do you have like a piece of equipment that is like whether it be a camera, whether it be a piece of editing software, hardware, laptop, PC, whatever it may be? Do you have like a piece of equipment is on your that is on the top of your list, whether it be old or new?
Yes.
What
For
is it?
those that do not know, forever I wanted to be a film editor. And then I did a few internships and discovered the world of coloring. I know that sounds wrong, but there are actual like colors, film colors. Okay? Please don't take this and use this in the wrong way. And I was mainly obsessed with the process of coloring, but with what they used to color. And it was like this big like keyboard dongle thing. I don't know. It has like a round ball and like all these little notches and stuff. And basically, um, when you go in, because you usually use DaVinci Resolve to edit color. So when you go in, instead of using your mouse or your keyboard to make, alterations, you can use that little like ball and you like make very precise alterations. And so yes, in the perfect world, I would actually be a film colorist and I would have a beautiful coloring setup with that fancy keyboard system. So, oh, and some nice big speakers. It's cute. So, yeah,
I think you need some headphones.
no, I don't want headphones. I want a soundproof room, door closed, and I want my speakers right here and then like some, outward. Maybe a few behind me too. Surround.
And there's me busting open the door. Good luck.
It's going to be locked.
I got the key. I set this up. I got the key.
What's your dream piece of equipment? Oh, also the Digicam. I know that's kind of trending right now, but I just think it's so cool and cute.
You have a Digicam.
No, the one that
Oh, the
Yeah.
DJI, the Osmo.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is cute. Yeah, like they did a really good job with that. When I saw it come out, I was like, ah, I want one so bad.
Has great quality as well.
Yeah, like recorded in 4K. I forgot. I mean, frames per second, but yeah, really good. Like especially like people be doing rolling videos in their cars with it.
Mm.
I be doing like even though it's mostly for like vlog culture. Like I feel like if someone wants to get in the video and like I'll say they probably shouldn't spend their money on that, but if they have the money,
I
get
mean,
that.
it's good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's very versatile. You can use it for whatever. Like the way it comes is good enough. You don't have to, put extra stuff on it like you might have to like a regular camera. So I think it's a good investment.
But um, honestly, I don't have a piece of like gear that I'm like, oh, I want this so bad. Like honestly, I just want like, I want, I just want a new camera. That's my whole goal right now. But um, I will say a Sony FX6 is on my list. That's a cinematic body. That's definitely on top of my list. Um, I'm more like, so the people that are listening, I am a photographer. I do photography. I love photography. But I love.
I would hope our listeners would know that by now.
I mean, yeah. But I'm that's a segue. But I love music. Like I love like when I tell you, me and music are like this, like there are people who have a certain artist, Sydney, that they love and they listen to daily. But
Yep.
I love the art of finding new music. I love finding new music. I love I love when I see on TikTok and I see those people playing piano. I was like, oh, how do I bottle this up? And like to me, like I'm the type of person where if I can carry high quality headphones and like if I have to get a DAW and MP3 player and the headphone and the good headphones with a cord, I'm doing that. That's my dream. No interactions I have to worry about. No intersections I have to cross. No bagels to buy. No call. Nobody waiting to call my name. I have coffee that is being brought to me, and all I gotta do is tap the table like tap tap. That's it. Like you ain't just let me see your hand. I'll grab the coffee. Don't say nothing to me. Let me listen to my Alicia Keys, to my Aretha Franklin, my Stevie Wonder. The list goes on. Let me listen to my K Dot, my Dochi. Let me listen to my people, and I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna be here off caffeine and chords. That's it.
So we need to get you a vintage iPod is what I'm hearing. What was
Yeah.
oh, what didn't they have what was the like original MP3 player they had? Like it wasn't a nano, but it was the fatter one with the circle in the middle.
iPod Classic. I have the iPod Classic. It just needs to be cracked.
Oh, well, we're gonna find you a working iPod Classic, and you got them nice headphones.
I'm talking about those are nice. Thank you. But I'm talking about. I need some Sennheiser. I need some.
Skull candy isn't good enough.
Do you know what Sennheiser is?
No, but I know what skull candy is.
You know, uh, what they say? A Chrysler look like a phantom till a phantom pull up. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I want
Hmm.
that phantom.
No, I
But
could
also,
definitely see you doing that though. Like you mind your business in a cafe with your iPod and your headphones and be at peace for a few hours.
that's another thing too. Like, and I would love to have speakers all through my house. Like, not like the ones they put in like commercials buildings, the little white dots you see everywhere.
Oh,
Not those. But like I'm talking about like good
real
speakers. Not
speakers.
yeah, not the ones that's gonna like rattle every window. But I'm talking about like where we can feel the bumps, but not like not
Like
crazy.
like the old school, like brown wood, black front, those type.
I mean, I want those, yes, but I also want like I want hidden speakers as well.
I like seeing the speakers. That's just me though.
Yeah, that's just you. But yeah,
It's because of my dad, because he used to have those brown speakers. We used to be booming in the house.
but yeah, I love speakers. I love music in general. Like if I'm not listening to music, it's a dark time.
Well, you're never not listening to music, and you're always sending me music.
Yeah, I need to get my Spotify library down. I'm at 15,004.
I will still see how you have space on that phone.
It's just a matter of my ears love it. My ears love it. And like I do like little tester once in a while. I go back through my library and I'll be like, I'll play a song and I'll be like, if I know it within 3 seconds, it can stay in my library. If I don't, then I'm like, okay, it ain't that good.
Do you ever remove songs with
Yeah,
that rule?
yeah. I've removed a lot over the past month, like in the new year. But it takes a lot because I remember there's a song about K Michelle I just listened to today. I listened to it this morning, and now something told me I was leaving work, and I was like I should listen to the song again because I was like it can't be as good as I heard this morning because I added it this morning. I was like it can't be that good, and so I listened to it again. I was like yeah, I was like it's okay. It's definitely underrated, but I'm like it ain't that good.
Mhm.
So I was like unad. Love you, K Michelle, but I was like unad.
She's good. She's an actress too.
And
She's in a Lifetime movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty good. It was a little thriller.
what is it with Lifetime movies? It's
Lifetime movies are good. Don't even go there.
I'm
Lifetime
not saying
movies
I'm
are
not saying they're
good.
bad. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying like I need to know who started Lifetime movies. Was that HBO? Was that the HBO thing? Was that Hallmark?
Mm. I don't know, but women love Lifetime. It's just really good stories up there. I mean, not the acting isn't always good, the effects aren't always good, but the stories are juicy. It just keeps you entertained. Like you're like, oh, I'm just put this on and like, get some housework done or whatever. And before you know, you're sitting down or you're just staring at it. So, don't know. They also have great shows.
The acting always good. The effects aren't always good, but
It's like with, yeah, I guess they're just called black films. Like back in the 90s, like they weren't always good quality, but they were good and you
yeah,
supported
true.
it. So,
I agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need more of that too. That's why if y'all don't watch Tubi, get on Tubi. Because there's a lot of films up there. If you're a filmmaker, you can just put your film up there. And so get on Tubi and support those like smaller films, especially the smaller black films, because we got to build back up to black film space.
Yeah.
It used to be
And
really good in the
I'm
90s, and now it's not.
I'm gonna add on to that because I don't support every movie. I'm
Well, I
gonna say,
mean, yeah,
I'm
like,
gonna say that right now. Because yeah,
use your discernment, but
yeah.
support.
I was like, Tubi be having someone the other day. I'd be like, is this for us?
But definitely support the smaller filmmakers for sure.
But yeah, definitely. And yeah, don't be scared to put your work out. That's the
Mhm.
key. That's the key thing for 2025. Don't be scared
Yeah,
because
that's
like
how we're
people,
here.
yeah, and especially like people always like when I'm talking to my friends, you included. When I'm talking to my friends, like they always ask me, "Oh, what if should I ask this? Should I ask that?" I'm like, you asking me all this of what you should have said. You don't have it right now because you ain't asked for it. Even like you got a 50-50 chance. You got a yes or no. You need to lock in and figure out if you're gonna ask the question or not. Because if you're not, it's gonna be a no. I'm gonna tell you right now. I was like, that's the thing. I
The
told my
worst
friend
that
yesterday.
can happen is a no. That's the
Yeah,
worst. Like, get over it.
exactly. That's the worst that can happen. I'm like, the right. I'm like when people ask me that, tell them. I said right now, it's a definite no. It's a no. It's up to you if you want to try to make that a yes. Because right now, it's a no. I would give you a zero, but it can't go down that low. So you need to figure out if it's a yes.
The word of the week, y'all. Just do.
Yeah, just do it. Watch out for my jam because this ties back to my jam.
So, speaking of jams, I hope y'all are listening extra hard right now. If you have read our past issues then you know that we do have a little segment that we like to call That's My Jam. Basically, Joel and I usually just share something we've been obsessed with in the time since we've released an issue. It could be something big, something small. I think I've talked about podcasts before. Joel has talked about running. And basically, we just want y'all to start sending us your jams. What's your jam lately? What are you vibing with? Like, what are you obsessed with? It could be anything, a show, a hobby, a concept, a thought, a project, anything. For all of those listening, if you have a jam, you want to share it with us, please send it to our email, info@mossmagazine.net, info@mossmagazine.net, subject line, That's My Jam, and just type your little heart out. Send us your jam, share it with us, and we'll read it here on the podcast, and who knows, we might even put it in the magazine, and boom, you have your first publication credit.
Yeah, yeah. Just like she said, it ain't gotta be that big. It can be surface level. It can be deep. Like literally, send us your jam. Like we love it so much, we decided to put it on a spread.
Okay, and with that, we're gonna wrap up today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to Moss Talks. More conversation, more culture always. Please come back again next week, same time, same place. Like and support wherever you're listening at. Share it. And yeah.
And find us at mossmagazine.net. That's MASSMAGAZINE.net. Mossmagazine.net.
And Magazine Moss on social media. Please support. Please join the community. We talk back.